What's up tonight, guys? It's probably just going to be me tonight. D said he might come in a little later. Um, Nothing really big going on, guys. Got my notification, thank God. So let's see here. We got one person in tonight and just waiting on some comments here. We'll give it a couple minutes and we'll get going with the show. Don't really have anything to talk about tonight, so it's going to be up to you guys to comment and say what you guys want to say and tell me about your weeks. Don't really have a lot to put in. Let's see, got the first comment up. Justin Riley was first. What's up, Mr. Chris? Hope things are going well for you. I didn't get to talk to you today. I just came back out earlier this morning. I left out about 5:30 this morning. What's up, country? We did a little chit-chatting earlier. You guys are going to have to bear with me, man. I haven't eaten any supper or any lunch today, so I'm kind of snacking here as I eat. Bear with me. Of course, everybody wants to text me the minute I go live, but that's okay. It's all right. We'll get through it, guys. Got 4 people on here. So what's up, Justin Riley? How was your week? Did you have a good week? I kind of know what kind of week Chris had. I'm sorry, country. Well, Chris, for that matter, too. I know you just came out yesterday, I believe. There's 7 people in here now. Anybody want to tell me about their week? I don't know how long this live is gonna last. I'm one of those guys that kind of rely on their co-star to come in and help out. Man, what a nasty day driving up I-95. Whew, what a mess that was. I'm trying to get a better picture here. Kind of slow. Customers were shut down for the holiday. Yeah, that's one of the things that I kind of planned ahead for. I had a feeling that was probably going to be that way, so I ended up going home on Tuesday, and I didn't come back out till today, this morning. I just had that funny feeling. I don't even have a load attached to me yet because I just knew it was going to be that way, but I had an idea of where I needed to be. So I started heading north because obviously nothing comes out of Florida. Chris, I could have swore I saw you in Florida yesterday. Were you in Florida? You had 8 people in here. Hello, darling. I see you popped in. His trucking business is a little confusing for our wives. I know my wife has a hard time understanding it. And with the holidays, you just take the big L and you go with it. So my wife likes my new fresh haircut. Yeah, I got it all chopped off. No more mullet. By the way, me and the wife bought my daughter a button maker for Christmas, and she is now making buttons. I don't know if you all can see that or not. There's the Fly Rabbit button. Not really selling them yet because I don't want to produce any child labor or anything like that, but I do have a couple here and there. But the buttons are really nice. It was a little tough at first. We had some technical difficulties to work out, and once we got all the difficulties worked out, I think the buttons turned out really, really nice, and I think she really, really enjoys it. So Chris says he came out on Thursday, went to Lakeland, Sarasota, back to Shelbyville, Kentucky, waiting to deliver out until Friday or Saturday. Gotcha, man. Yeah, I don't really, I don't have any plans of what I'm going to do or how I'm going to run. All I know is I need to go out and try to make as much money as I possibly can the next couple of weeks. December was rough on me. November was rough on me. I had a couple good weeks in November. I had one good week in December, but when you have one week that's good and three other ones that are bad, it's really difficult and really hard. My wife says we can make some for your friend drivers, so the daughter will make some for anybody that wants any. Um, Country said you should make a bunch of those buttons and give them out to some of your subscribers when they meet you out here. Well, you know what? That's actually a good idea. I kind of thought of that, but I don't want to get in any trouble with child labor laws. No, I'm just kidding. My daughter will make them in a heartbeat. And my wife says, Country, I was just thinking that smart minds think alike. Chris says he's worked 11 days in December. I wish I could say that. God, I'm trying to think how many days I have worked so far. I guarantee I've worked 20 days out of the year or out of the month, 19 or 20. I was only home for about 5 total. Been a little rough, man. Well, if that's the case, Nicole, then I got lucky. Yeah, she. We were watching. I told you earlier we were watching your YouTube video yesterday, sitting out on the front porch in the nice 80 degrees smuggy weather that we had because of the weather coming in. So Midlife Trucker says anyone that finds you in the wild gets a button. Child labor does not apply on farms nor family businesses. I hear you, man. Ain't that the truth? My daughter kind of, I don't force her to do anything, nor do I ask her to do anything, but she just kind of does her own thing, and I don't. I try not to bug her. I know she'll do them for me if I ask. She's a good girl. She's 12 years old, going to be a teenager this coming year. Man, scary. Good evening. Where's 18? 18 said he'll be in a little bit. He had a delivery right at 8 o'clock. So going live at 7 wouldn't have made a difference for either one of us because I wasn't positioned at a point yet to where I could go live. So we just made the time at 8 o'clock. Like I said, you guys are going to have to bear with me on the eating and the drinking tonight. So I don't know if you guys watch a lot of NFL, man, but there was a lot of crazy scores today. The Cowboys got beat. The Buccaneers blew out the Panthers, which isn't saying much because I know the Panthers aren't much. The Packers got beat. So really weird scores today. I know the Bills blew out the team that they were playing. I know that's Country's team. A lot of interesting scores. So Midlife Trucker says, my father didn't force us to do farm labor either. Of course, it was sort of like breathing. You just did it. Well, I can imagine because if you wanted to eat or you wanted anything, you had to contribute to something. No doubt on that. Well, I got to tell you, I really want the Falcons to lose tonight because that'll help us out with the Buccaneers. I'm trying to see who they play. I think they play the Commanders tonight. I think the Commanders have a really good chance of beating them too. Falcons really aren't that great. 21 days until inauguration. Do you feel positive changes in trucking afterwards? I honestly do. That's kind of why we do what we do. Yeah. So 3 rigs. Any updates on F2F? Well, I mean, if you're F2F's an awesome company. I've got no issues with F2F. Problem is, it's just the spot market, and that's probably what you want to know the updates about are the spot market. Spot market sucks. I don't know how long, a lot of us can really tread water or whatever with the spot market. Some of us are doing better than others. I'm not doing too great with the spot market. My original plan was not to come to the spot market until after the new year, but I kind of got forced into it a little bit early. With that being said, I don't know how this is all going to go. Spot market is really tough. Like I said earlier, I had one good week this month and 3 really horrible weeks. I had 1 week where I didn't even get a paycheck, but the bills got paid, the truck payment got paid, and everything got paid, but I didn't take any money home. That sucked. But again, November I had 1 good week, 1 bad week, 1 good week, 1 bad week. And everybody knows that when that happens, you can't make it. It's hard to make it. The 1 week with no paycheck this month was the first time that I'd ever really not gotten a paycheck at all. Whether it was just, a couple $100 or whatever, but that's the first time. I didn't like it. So 18 says, don't worry, folks. The best host will be on soon. Well, you got a lot of dreams like another YouTuber that I know. Won't mention any YouTubers' names. By the way, I struck a nerve with somebody last week. And honestly, I didn't mean to strike that nerve, but this person decided to go out and really cause a lot of, I say cause a lot of issues, but he really didn't cause any issues. But, guys, if you know who I am or how I am, the whole reason I started this channel was to help other guys recruit, bring their friends in, bring other, trucking companies in. And that's the whole reason I do this. I mean, I'm not here to shadow anybody or to put anybody out or anything like that. And honestly, I'm not here to apologize about it either. Somebody kind of, made some noise about another driver that was making comments on here. And, honestly, I didn't think it was necessary with some of the comments that the other gentleman brought out. But again, we're not going to bring all that up. We're just going to stay positive. Waiting for 18 to read her a bedtime story. She needs a bedtime story. 18, where are you at? This is when I'm glad to be a company driver. I think it keeps the stress down. Yeah, I can understand that. I don't know, man. I don't think I could ever go back to being a company driver. I think if I was put into that position, I think that I would just say hell with it. And I'd find a local job. I'd probably go back to selling cars. I couldn't be a company driver and be out here doing what I'm doing and not making what I need to make or striving towards buying a truck. I mean, the whole purpose is to get to that position of the freedom eventually. But again, it's not saying that, that anybody's doing the wrong thing. Like I always say, everybody has their own path with what they have to. Man, my eyes look horrible tonight. Like I'm tired. If you don't mind, can you give a short version of the SFI process? Okay. From the very beginning, SFI, they're going to want a, it's not a bank transfer, but it's a, God, I can't think of what it's called. It's where you do the transfer from bank to bank, but that's how they require the money. You can't debit card it. You can't send them a check. They're kind of old fashioned. A bank draw, ACH. No, not an ACH midlife. It's not an ACH. It's, we used to do it in the car business all the time where we used to do money. It'd take 24 hours to get there. No, it's not an ACH payment from bank to bank. You got to have their routing numbers and all that crap. Wire transfer. That's it. Midlife wire transfer. So whatever down payment, and again, everybody's down payment's different. I've heard people getting away with $500. I've heard people getting away with $15. I've heard people getting away with $3. So everybody's different. When I started, they wanted $15 down. I take that back. They wanted $3 down. And was it $3? No, it was $2,500. That's what it was. It was $2,500 down. Schneider paid $1,500. Actually, it was $4,000 down now that I think about it. Schneider paid $1,500 of it. I paid the $2,500. But what I did is I put $1,250 down. Actually, I put $13 down, and then the other $1,200 I financed $100 a week for 12 weeks until it was paid off, which was perfect because my whole original plan was to leave Schneider and go to JB Hunt where Poppy was. So it kind of worked out. By the end of the 12 weeks, I had the payment all paid up, and I was able to make that move. So anyways, you do the bank wire transfer, get the money. You're responsible for your own flight or transportation in. You're responsible for if you go to Schneider, they pay for everything. They fly you, and they also get paid for your transportation. They pay for your hotel, however you come in. They pay for everything. But if you go to JB Hunt or another company like that, then you're responsible for your own transportation. Um, you got to come up with the truck insurance. If you at Snyder, you don't have to worry about the temporary truck insurance. But if you go to JB Hunt or another carrier and take that truck, you got to buy the 10-day temporary policy, which is about $350. You also have to pay up front your 2290 tax. In July, it's $600, I believe, and then it's prorated all the way throughout. So if you get a truck now in December, then it's probably going to be somewhere around $300. Those are the things that you're going to have to upfront. And it just really depends on what company you go to and how much money you need down. I hope that explains it to you a little bit. If you want more questions, Three Rigs, just ask, and I'll be more than happy to go over it with you some more, or you can even give me a call. So Midlife says, but do you have an F2F dance to do in front of you? No F2F dance, buddy. I don't care how good it is or what kind of, anything goes on with any company I go to, I will not be dancing. I think that will be a bad move for all of us if we see me dancing. I am not a dancer. All right. So Midlife Trucker says, is there a USB cord hanging from each light on the bed's headboard? I don't know what you're referring to, but that's got to be something with the Turbine Suburbans. I don't know. Yes, sir. Thank you. I hope you've heard that Turbine Suburban term before. That's pretty funny, actually. Look behind you. Oh, okay. Well, I'm actually in a hotel room tonight, so those are just like they look like map lights that kind of curve over to where you can see shit in the bed. USB cord hanging. That's funny. Any Super Bowl predictions? I got to tell you, at the beginning of the year, I honestly thought, and I'm not a Cowboys fan by any means, but I thought Cowboys were going to have it. Every year I say that because they always seem like they have a stacked team. But unfortunately, I think they need to get a different quarterback. Now that he's injured, I don't think they're really doing any better with another quarterback. But I don't know. I really, honestly, believe it or not, the Washington Commanders look really good, but they're kind of I don't even know if they're a wild card team or if they're actually in the playoffs yet. But their quarterback is really good. I got to tell you, the Buccaneers are coming back. They're not the best team by all means, but I really think Baker Mayfield was a good choice. I wanted Baker Mayfield way before, right after Cleveland was about ready to dump him and grab Deshaun Watson. I wanted Tampa to really look into getting him, but it never happened. But now that we got him, I'm glad we did. Anyway, Super Bowl prediction. If I had to go with a wild card, I'd go with the Commanders. I'd love to see the Buccaneers get into it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be the Chiefs or the Bills. The Bills, I would like to see the Bills get into it. I don't want the Chiefs to get into it. Not that I don't care for the Chiefs, but I like their ownership and I like what they're for. But I just don't want to see another Chiefs Super Bowl. On the National Football side, let's see, who would I want? God, there really isn't that good of a Detroit. Maybe I'd like to see Detroit get into it if they're able to. But I don't really know, man. It's going to be interesting. Hope that answers that question. Midlife, can Trump save TikTok? Big question. I don't know. I think something will happen. TikTok's too big in the United States right now. I don't think it's ever going to go away. Something will come up with that. The Cowboys do be stacked. I'm learning leaning more towards coaching or ownership issues. Well, I don't. Mike McCarthy is kind of up and down, but I think Jerry tries to put too much of his hand into that football team. He needs to let the reins go to his coaches and let them do their job, because the coach really doesn't do anything if Jerry's doing everything, in my opinion. Well, Three Riggs, I'm sorry, buddy, that you're a Chiefs fan. I apologize, but it's just time for another team to get a shot, man. Chiefs are, I don't know, man. Mahomes, he's a winner. He can take the shittiest of people and make something with that team, man. And I say shittiest, but they got a good team. But Mahomes is just a winner. He always has been. I don't know if you guys ever watched him play at Texas Tech, but man, he was a winner at Texas Tech when he played back in the day. Well, 18 might not make it in tonight. I don't know what he's got going on other than making that delivered. I do feel for him because he is going to an Amazon facility, which Amazon sucks to deliver to. Well, we got 12 people in here still. Anybody got any questions about anything? Yeah, I agree with you. Amazon does suck. They're paying good money, or they have been, from what I'm hearing. I haven't seen any of the loads with the crap that I've been on, but Three Rigs, what company are you at right now? Oh, man. Are you looking to get an SFI truck? Oh, so you're at F2F. You've already got an SFI truck. Gotcha, man. So the wife's telling me it's not a shit show without a guest. I agree with you. And also, D says the shit show isn't, or he's at a shit show at Amazon right now. So we got a shit show all the way around. Midlife. The question of the question is the problem. The answer is 42. Who knows the book? I'm not so sure I know what the question is the problem. I don't think I've ever heard of that book. No, I haven't. 08 runs good. Spot market just isn't there. Yeah, I agree with you. Three Rig says, yes, they do. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Okay. All right. So Corey is, what lanes are you running if spot market isn't treating you well? I've been running like a dedicated thing that F2F has. Believe it or not, it's 2 to 250 a mile on every load I make, but it's just I don't know, man. It's real weird because sometimes there's too much time on the loads or something always comes up. And even when I take spot market loads, they've been shitty loads that nobody wants, and I've gotten held up at a lot of them this month especially. And again, I know it's Christmas and that's the way Christmas is, but it's hard. Corey. So Three Rig says he's on the select program. So you're picking your own stuff. I'm on what they call, I believe it's the Connect. So Three Rig says, I have built a good reputation with a couple brokers, just trying to keep them at the same rate. That's really the only way you can make it. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do that with the one I'm on, because I'm running the same thing at all the time. Hey, James, how are you doing? I'm doing great, Irishman. Everything's all good. Do you have any experience on spot or working with brokers previous? No, this is my first go at it, and that's why I'm struggling with it. I came in it at the worst time around the holidays. Never had any experience with it, and that's kind of why I went with the dedicated thing. And quite frankly, like I said at the beginning of the video, I really didn't expect to jump into this until the rates went back up. I was just kind of pushed into it because of JB Hunt. I had a good run at JB Hunt. Me and Poppy had a real good run at JB Hunt. We made a lot of money at JB Hunt, but JB Hunt decided to change the rules a little bit, and it really hurt. Now I think Poppy's doing pretty well on the spot market. Chris, if you're still in here, man, go ahead and start talking about the spot market. So he thinks Hank Hill. I haul forklifts and forklift accessories. Okay. Yeah, I remember you saying that because you do the crown lifts and stuff. 3Rig says my first go at it also. You're right. It definitely is interesting. And quite frankly, like I said, I don't know how much longer I can go with it. I've been looking at options, maybe going to select, but I don't know. I just don't think it's out there. I don't think it's here yet. I mean, it will be, but question is how long? When's it going to change? You guys know they've been in it for a while. January and February are always kind of slow for the spot market getting back. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things go. Man. So Justin says it's hard to make it only on the spot market rate. You're right. Corey says it can be tough if new to it. There's good rates out there. Just takes a little bit more effort in this market. I agree. I run my own authority, average 250 on the smart market this year. That's pretty good, life in a box, if you're doing that. Why are you in a hotel room, Steve? I needed a hotel room for a change tonight. I had to do something a little bit different. My wife says she enjoys watching me eat. Well, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to get a bite to eat earlier. So this is my chance to eat. Don't you love how you can use 2/3 of the under bunk area in your international LT without lifting the bunk? It's funny that you said that because I had a toolbox that I kept under there for the first 8 months of having that truck, and it took up so much space. I took it out last trip home, and I'm using it for my gym bag, for my shower bag now. And yeah, I put my shoes under there, everything. And quite frankly, I looked at possibly putting like a flat piece of wood down there and making like a bench area like the Volvo 860s have, and putting a table there and everything. But I don't want to crawl up and down on the bunks anymore. I just didn't want to do that. So D says he's setting up right now. What load boards are you using for loads? So Justin, with me on the dedicated, I have access to all the load boards. I'm paying for them. So I've got DAT, Truck Stop, the usuals, JB Hunt, Schneider, all of them. But I don't really pull a whole lot of loads off the load board because I do have a dispatcher that, does this. And the reason, like I said, the reason I went with the Connect program is I'm not responsible for the trailer maintenance. I don't agree with F2F when it comes to renting the trailer that you'll never own. And when you run the Select program, you're responsible for the trailer maintenance too. So if you blow a tire or something happens, a brake chamber, you're going to be paying for it. And that's one of the reasons why I went the direction that I went. Midlife says he keeps Apple Cool and a plastic tote under the bunk area. Yeah, I remember you sending me that. I looked into that, but I think I'm going to get a full-size dorm fridge. I found a fridge on Amazon that has a freezer and a refrigerator with 2 separate doors, and they're both the same size. So the freezer is actually the same size as the fridge, and I like that. And it's only like $200. It's the same as what you would buy at the store. I think I'm going to order that. Another awesome feature only on the International is the drive axle weight on the dashboard. Yep. And the thing that I really like is the paper towel holder. I use it quite frequently when I'm driving. If I have something to eat and I need some paper towels, I've got it right there at my hand's length. So I use the DAT and all the free ones they offer. So I got DAT and Truck Stop both. Not impressed with any of them, to be flat honest with you. If I had to say one, I think DAT's a little bit better. They tried to charge me for the tire before I even pulled the trailer off the lot. Yep, that's why I didn't want to do that. So you have the Gallant's refrigerator behind the passenger seat and the APUs 30 under the bunk. I've got a Gallant's microwave / air fryer. All right. Yeah, you love the paper towel holder. I do too. Paper towel holder is awesome. I got to tell you, I absolutely love the. I'm gonna, I said last week I'm gonna do a review on the of the International 1 year review. I'm probably gonna try and do it later this week. So Michael Pierre, yes, I'm in a hotel. I decided to get a hotel tonight. I've got some things I got to take care of in the morning, so I decided to get a good night's sleep. Guys, don't read into it. There ain't nothing there to it. A 3.1 launch refrigerator freezer fits right behind the passenger seat, no cabinet, and works as a tabletop too. Okay. The only thing that I'm not impressed with is I don't like the little table that pulls out. It's not very sturdy. So I'm looking at maybe getting like an old school TV tray or something. And if the truck's running, the little plastic is kind of slippery. And if you use a skillet or something that you cook with like I do, it kind of tends to slide off. I've got to actually brace it. Life in a box. The rates on the load board mean absolutely nothing. You have to factor in the deadhead miles. Deadhead will cost you 30-50 cents off the loaded. Yep. You are 100% right. And I had to learn that the hard way a long time ago. And that was before I even started doing this. You always got to figure your deadhead miles in. I figured that out when I started with Schneider, last year. And that's something I wasn't really doing much of. Did you get your truck new, and how many miles have on there now? Truck had 1,900 miles on it when I got it. It's brand new. Nobody ever had it. I took the plastic off the mattress, seats, everything. And I'm pushing 130 now, I think. I put some miles on it. She'll be a year old in February. You know what? I don't know what SFI deals are going. I just know they had the $500 down payment thing until the end of the year. I don't know if they stretched that out. My contact, he's been off throughout the holidays. I don't think he comes back until maybe later this week or after the 1st. So I'll try to get all the details and I'll put it out hopefully next week's show or maybe another video. I will find out because I got to get in touch with him this week anyways, but I'll let you know. I'll put it out on a video or something, Sean. You cook on the catwalk. I ran a cord from the front of the inverter, 2 plugs there, to the driver's side under the sleeper door. Never tried that. I'm too lazy to get out. If it's cold, I won't be getting out. I'll be cooking in the truck. If you're wanting or need some tips on the spark market, I can give you a call, and my 2 cents sometimes. Hate to see guys struggling. Well, feel free to, here, I'll put my number up. Give me a ring. I'd be more than happy to talk to you. There's my phone number. You can get in contact with me. And while we're doing that, here's my SFI guy's phone number. If any of you guys want to get in contact with him, please, by all means, tell him I sent you over there. Maybe I can get a referral out of it. But again, like I always been telling you guys the last couple of weeks, it's a tough market. It's kind of a catch-22. Should you get a truck? I think you should always get a truck, especially right now. They're cheaper now than they ever have been. But you know, the rates have to change. The rates have to change. Yep, 6669. That's right. But Corey, yeah, call me anytime. I'll trying to think. I won't be rolling tomorrow until later in the evening because I've got stuff to do in the morning. But after about 5 or 6 tomorrow night, I'll be rolling. You can give me a ring. So I don't know if you guys know, but I had I had a steer tire blowout about a month ago. When I did, I went ahead and bought 2. Wasn't really big on buying the Goodyears, but at the time they kind of talked me into it and said that it was the best tire that they had for the money. Next time, you know, when I get ready to replace the tires, I'm probably going to go with the Yokohamas, the 16-ply Yokohamas. I've gotten a lot of good feedback on those, and I think that's the way that I'm going to go. And I think their prices are cheaper. But anyway, 2 Goodyear steers, and I need an alignment. That's kind of one of the things I'm trying to work out for tomorrow. Needs an alignment bad. So Sean wants to know, how's the International? Is a love-hate relationship with me? Not with me. I did a lot of research on it, and before I decided to go, I'm not a Freightliner guy, so you'll never hear me say anything good about Freightliner. But the only other choice I had was the International. I wasn't gonna fork out $7,000 to put down on a Volvo. I mean, I love Volvos, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't have the money at the time, so I went with the International with the Cummins. And knock on wood, I haven't had the first problem out of that truck. It purrs like a kitten, runs like it should. Like I said, the only issue that I had was the steer tire blowout, but that had nothing to do with the truck. Something came off the road because it was in the sidewall. The sidewall was destroyed, so wasn't anything that I don't think that I ran over or anything. Something just kind of hit it from the side, and I just went ahead and replaced both of them. I have the TPS system. I think that's built into the dash. I think it's on all of them. I could be wrong, but I've seen some of the base trucks have that. So you love Internationals, has an '08 Pro Star with a cat in it. Good truck. My first go around on leasing was quite a few years ago, 2014, 15. I had an International Lone Star. It had the Cummins ISX in it. I absolutely loved that truck. Unfortunately, I didn't love the company I worked for. They are no longer in business. And back in the day, if anybody remembers, been driving for a while, it was Eagle Logistics, and they were a side company of Celadon. They leased their trucks from Quality Leasing. I absolutely loved that truck. Wish I still had it. My buddy just paid his off, and it took him 7 years to pay that thing off. Does anyone here did that overhead valve adjustment done on the Freightliner or at 100,000 miles? Freightliner recommended it. You know, I read that the Cummins is the same way too on that. And what they told me is if you didn't have any issues or problems with it, there's no reason to get that done. Again, that's what I was told by one of the mechanics. My 2023 does not have TPS, but I bought my own. That's $149 that you spent. We might have to talk about that midlife. I might not have it. It has let me know about tire problem 3 times in the last 2 years. Yeah, I might give you a ring here in the next couple of days, Tom. We'll talk about that. That might be something I might have to look into. Oh, there you go. You just posted it for me. Okay. I'll have to pull that up later. Excuse me. Actually, if you will, Tom, just text it to me. I can pull it up easier that way. So D says they just called him in for a door. So it'll be a few more minutes. So Merrill said, is $2,000 a decent down payment for a 23 Cascada? I'll even settle for a 2022. But the $2,000, are you getting it through? Are you going to keep it at Schneider? Or are you taking it to a different company? Because they do charge a $500 fee to a lot of the companies. Some of them are even more. So that's the question I have to you. But still, 2,000 isn't bad. But it's what it sounds like. You're taking it to F2F or JB Hunt, and they're charging the extra $500 on top of the 15. I got your text, Tom. Thanks. Wow, that's pretty cool. I'll have to look into that. He was going to lease on to JB Hunt. Well, I wish you luck at JB Hunt. Not talking bad about them, but there's a lot of struggles right now at JB Hunt. A lot of the guys are struggling. A lot of us left JB Hunt because of the struggle. So make sure you do your homework. That's all I can tell you. If you want to give me a ring, I'd be more than happy to explain it to you. Yeah, I agree with you. Landstar takes too long. You're right. It took D like 3 to 4 weeks. I think it was closer to 5 weeks, but he said it was 3 weeks for him to get hired. And throughout that process, you can't do anything with the truck. I don't understand the reasoning or why, but they don't let you run any other freight with anybody else when that happens. So Irishman. So question: how many companies is SFI affiliated with when it comes to companies to lease onto? So, in a nutshell, you can take your truck to any company you want to. You can even run your own authority with the truck, but that determines what the down payment is. So if it's a company that they work with, like obviously Schneider because they're owned by Schneider, JB Hunt, F2F, Landstar, Mercer, those type of companies, you can get away with moving your truck for about $500 to those companies. Now, if it's another company that they don't have any cooperation with, and again, when I say cooperation, I don't really know, but I was told all you need to do is give them the DOT number. They'll look it up and they'll come up with a deposit. And a lot of that has to, determine has anybody ever done it before? Has anybody ever turned a truck in before? It's also, the safer score. There's a lot of variables that go into it, but I think $10,000 is the maximum down payment that they'll ask for if you move a truck. Should I apply to JB Hunt first, then apply for the truck? I don't think it really matters either way, honestly. I think I would apply for the truck first, and once he approves you, he'll tell you, what company do you want to take it to, and then he'll tell you go ahead and apply with them. That's pretty much how I did it when I got hired. Give Jeff a call. Jeff's Jeff's not full of crap. I mean, he's gonna give you the real deal. He's not gonna lead you a line of bullshit. I can promise you that. A lot of guys have had some of these salesmen that have told them one thing and did another, and vice versa, just like a car salesman. But I've never had anybody complain about Jeff. Jeff's straight to the point. You might not like the answer that he has, but he'll give you the truth. Jeff's a good guy. Midlife trucker. Last time I went to the shop, they rotated my tires. Took me a few minutes to figure that one out. All my TPMS were on the wrong wheels. Okay. Merrill, if you want to, I always put my phone number in here. Give me a ring tomorrow, and I'll be more than happy to go over the JB Hunt thing with you. Basically, if you go to some Russian company known as fly-by-night carriers, they want a bigger deposit than if you go with someone known. Um, Basically, yes, in a nutshell. I can't tell you if they would let you lease that truck to one of those Russian carriers, nor will I bet you the Russian carriers wouldn't want to do that anyways. They would want you to buy one of their trucks. So I don't know that answer with the Russian companies. Corey says, "What are your balloon payments at the end of the SFI lease?" So basically, my payment is 1103 a week, not counting the maintenance, because the maintenance is still my money, even though it's maintenance. It's 175 for the maintenance and 1107 for the payment. 3 years, 36 months, and 61,000 is the balloon at the end. There's a couple different ways you can do that 61,000 too. They will lease it for another year, one more year, and then you can have a buyout of 20 grand. I think what I'm going to end up doing, and I've talked to a lot of guys, when you get past your 2-year mark, you can go to the bank. You should have at least 15 to 20 grand saved up. Take that money and go and get your own financing for your truck and pay your total truck off, because you can pay it off early, and that's kind of what I'm looking to do if I'm in that type of situation. So even Michael agrees Jeff is the best. Y'all go to him. I agree. Jeff is the absolute best when it comes to the trucks. He knows them. He knows the ins and outs. That's the good thing. We got 20 people in here. Going 47 minutes. Pretty good so far. I got another new guy here, Richard McKinnon. Why not go to Lone Mountain where there is no balloon payment and you can go anywhere? Again, this there's no wrong or right reason, or no wrong or right way to do this. If you can get into a truck any way you want to, then yeah, Lone Mountain's a great shot too. I don't know if you're talking about getting a used truck or a new truck. When I got into this, I wanted a new truck. I did not want a used truck. Not saying it's right or wrong. There's all kinds of ways you can look at it. But if you really think about it, the way I'm doing it is almost like doing it through the Lone Mountain way, except I've always had the truck. So when my balloon payment comes up at 61,000 for, a 3-year-old International, that's kind of what they're going for at Lone Mountain. Except I've had the truck from the very beginning and I know what's been done with it. Again, there's no wrong or right way to do this. It's just a matter of just doing it. Am I forced to get a new truck because I'm okay with getting a 22 or 23? You're not forced at anything. I mean, you tell them what you want. Well, let's put it this way. They'll tell you what they have is what they'll tell you. And they've got trucks, I promise you. No Lone Mountain sells crappy trucks. Merrill, again, it's a toss up. I mean, a used truck could be good, a used truck could be bad, and vice versa. A new truck could be good, a new truck could be bad. That's one of the reasons why I stuck with my truck, because I haven't had any problems out of it. You get a good truck, stick it and hold on to it. Corey said that was my thought. After a couple years of maintenance, you should have 20,000 and can finance with most commercial care companies. Yes, that's exactly right. I've actually looked into this, and I talked to the lady there. She said when you get to that 2-year mark, she said that she can get anybody financed with 15 to 20% down. Anybody, it doesn't matter. As long as you've been paying on that truck for 2 years like that, they're seeing that you're making a 4,000 plus month payment on a truck. They're gonna finance you for a $1,500 a month payment. I promise you. Especially if you got a little bit of skin in the game too, with money down. So Michael's saying, are you saying after 2 years the truck we can go to our own financing company and have them finance the rest of the payments? Yes. I mean, that's always the thing. They will always let you pay off your truck early. That's exactly. So for instance, you get to your second year, you're going to owe probably somewhere between 75 and 90,000, give or take. Just you got 20 grand, go to the bank, say, hey, I got 20 grand. I got, 20% down. I want to finance my truck and I want to pay the note off. And they'll do it. Meryl says, I'm with you. I think I'm going to with a new truck because it's my first time and I can't afford to be breaking down. Meryl, that's exactly why I did it. I did not want to break down. If I did, I knew it was going to be under a warranty. The dealership was going to pay for it. Even when I get to the point and after the 3-year lease, I'm still going to have warranty left on this truck for a couple years. I'll have this truck paid off before the warranty ends. Richard McKinnon says his first Lone Mountain truck blew up at 1 million miles, so now working on my second with no problems. Wow. So you bought a second truck from Lone Mountain? Is that what you're saying, Richard? I've talked to Lone Mountain. They're not bad people. I mean, they seem to get decent trucks, and you can get new trucks on there too if you got a little bit of skin to put in the game. I was looking the other day. You put 18 grand down, you can get into one of those new Volvos, or 16 grand down, you can get a new Kenworth, brand spanking new with the Cummins. Okay, so you're happy with Lone Mountain. So I've never heard any bad stuff from Lone Mountain per se. It's just like any other, all trucks, and this is when I used to sell cars. I did it for years. When you sell cars, you're always going to have that person that's going to bring the car back because it broke down. Cars are machines. Trucks are machines. It's not a matter of if it's going to break down. It's when it's going to break down. And that's everything. Do you have the warranty? Are you going to be out of your own pocket? Crap. You can turn the TV on at nighttime and see all these different companies that are selling warranties now. They're everywhere. Are they any good? Who knows? But there's no warranty better than the ones that come from the manufacturer when you buy the truck brand new. All right, Meryl. So you got one more question. Do SFI trucks come with an air pressure gauge in your truck that tells you how heavy you are? So the International has a gauge built into this, the instrument cluster, and it will tell you how much weight you have on your drives. Now, I will tell you it's not 100% accurate, and I think Tom Bell can probably tell you that too. Mine is about 1,500 pounds off, meaning that when I'm right at 32,000, I get a little questionable on that. Because 32,000, I'm at about 33.7 or so. So mine's a little bit off, but you're going to have to kind of play with it and see, where you're at. I don't move the fifth wheel. I never have, never will. I've never had an opportunity, nor do I take loads that are that damn heavy that I have to move the fifth wheel. I try to leave the fifth wheel as close to the front as I can. I don't have any weight issues when I leave it up front, plus the aerodynamics of the truck. I've always been that way. But with that being said, the gauge, it probably would read more accurate if I had the fifth wheel back a little bit, but that's just the way I am. So I know where mine needs to be. And if I can see the total amount on the bills of how much the weight is, then I can pretty much always guess. As long as my axles are less than 32,000, I can put it right about the 40-foot mark, and I'm good all the time. Maybe 41-foot mark, depending on what state I'm in. So I got some more questions popped up. I hope that helped, Meryl. I looked at leasing a truck from them, got approved, did the math, no thanks. Is that SFI or is that going to be Lone Mountain? Michael says Lone Mountain is good, but their trucks is pretty much very plain, and they don't even put LED headlights on their trucks. Yeah, it just depends on what company they get them from. So SFI, to my knowledge, does not have any manual trucks. Now, there might be one or two that, that might be in there from, another leasee or, just depends where they bought the trucks from. Sometimes they do pick up used trucks just to kind of put them in the fleet. But to my knowledge, I don't believe they have any. So Richard says, the one I have now, engine and after treatment warranty till $750. That's a good warranty to have. Tom says, drive around the parking lot, find a level spot, do not have the brakes set, be rolling slightly. My drive weight off is about 500 to 700 pounds. Where do you put your fifth wheel at, Tom? Because I keep my fifth wheel all the way to the front. Irishman says, if you need to move the fifth wheel, the load doesn't need to be moved. 100% agree with you. Absolutely. I do not move the fifth wheel. It stays in the front. So, okay, Lone Mountain. Yeah, their numbers are a little high, but again, it's kind of like a buy here, pay here lot for trucks. Same thing with SFI. But when you do the math with an SFI truck, once you do financing and everything else and figure everything in, I don't think you get a better deal at a truck dealership than you do with SFI. I really don't. So Midlife says, I have to move my fifth wheel if I haul drop deck. Otherwise, I'd lose the mud flaps. Okay. Yeah, that's the same thing with doubles and triples. You got to move the fifth wheel for them, or you'll lose the mud flaps and the hangers. Merrill says, I was even looking at Truck Country. They have old Hirschbach trucks for sale. Truck Country. I don't know about them. Never heard about them. But just remember, with the Hirschbach trucks, they're going to be hauling heavy freight all the time. That's one thing to remember. So your fifth wheel is at notch 3 and 4. Unless hauling a drop deck or flatbed, then I put the fifth wheel all the way back. Okay. So that's why yours is only off by 500. And that makes sense because mine's all the way to the front and I'm off 1,500 plus all the time. They're not 100%, that's for sure. If you get an orange Hirschbach truck, you can name it the General Flea. Come on, man. You know what? Those guys, I can't wait to get their videos back because I've been watching everybody make fun of them. And unfortunately, I got nothing against them. It's guerrilla marketing is what it is, and around in their way. I don't know if you've ever been in sales before or not, Midlife, Tom, but that's exactly what they're doing. They're pushing too hard is what they're doing. They're pushing way too hard. I said in a pre-recorded video that I did about a week ago that I wasn't recruiting anybody at this particular time because I just don't feel like the spot market's there. But I said I didn't say that I would ever not recruit again because I do plan on recruiting again in the very near future. But right now, spot market's just not there, and I just don't think I don't want to get somebody in here that doesn't know what they're doing and lose their ass. It's tough. It's not easy. But with that being said, I still think it's a good time to get a truck for the right person because the prices are down. I'll try to keep my trailer axles as far back as possible. Okay. So if Jason wasn't so hateful to everyone that questioned him or isn't buying his plans, he probably wouldn't catch that grief. I've never had any problems with Jason. I've talked to him a couple times on the phone. I know him and Todd, had their beef and their issues a few years ago, but never had any issues. What's up, D?
Man, don't get me started, man.
Yeah.
These
Well,
people are just
we can talk
these
about
people
the
are,
99-cent
are
fuel,
something else,
like
man.
Merrill said. We can talk about the 99-cent fuel at Hirschbach.
What about the 99-cent fuel?
It's a scam. It's like we talked about last week. They've
What
been
else is
talking.
new?
Guys have been talking about Jason and shit on here. Super Eagle thinks they're slick. I applied to the company called E7 Logistics. Come to find out they're Super Eagle. So, Merrill, let me
Sure
explain something to
is.
you. There's about 20 companies that are Super Ego. You got E7 Logistics. What was the one you worked for? M89?
MN89. I think
There's a bunch of them.
they're affiliated somewhat with them because I definitely
City
did see a lot of
Transport
the
is
trailers out
one.
there.
Chicago Logistics. There's a bunch of them, dude.
I think Denmark's another one. I don't know. They changed their name so many goddamn times. It's ridiculous.
Midlife says, wait, he's in a truck and you're in a hotel. Something got switched.
Well, I was never in a hotel. What are you doing in a hotel, man?
I had to get a hotel because I'm getting some shit done tomorrow. To the truck.
Uh huh.
Remember?
Uh huh.
I can beat the 99 cent. I pay 0 cents. Yeah.
Good
What's
job
up,
for you,
Fidel?
company driver.
Yo. There we go. Tri Time in Windy City. Rocket, Floyd, Tri Time, Windy City. Zenith Logistics. Key says, I'm going to have to be on the replay gang tonight, boys. I'll catch you next week. Not a problem, Keith, man. Come in and watch the replay. Hell yeah, I think MN89 is linked to Super Ego.
They're definitely linked. I don't think they work directly with them, but like I said, when I was there, I saw a lot of Super Ego trailers on their yard. So funny thing is, when I was there too, they were repairing an international that had like damage, like massive damage in the roof, and they just had it in their little shop, and it was just fiberglass,
Right.
fiberglass and everything back together. So
Right way to truck. What's up, buddy? He says, LOL 18. If you haven't seen it, you should look into the news about the 221,000 trucks recalled because of PACCAR ECU. Huh.
yeah, I did see news about that. I think I did report on that on the first time I did the little news segment thing that we're doing. I believe I did speak upon that a little bit, but I think the number did go up to 221,000.
So Midlife says you're up to 25 in here now. Well, 2 are me. How are 2 are you? MGR, they linked up to Super Ego. I'm not sure on MGR. I've seen their trucks around too, though. That may be. The Russians are just too shady. They'll have to check into the shipper and under a different carrier. Yeah, I had a buddy of mine that worked for Super Ego, and he would go to the shipper or the receiver, and they're like, "We don't have a load for you." And then he said, "Well, what about Windy City or whatever?" He'd come up with 3 or 4 different names until he found the load that was his. And he said they were constantly, booking different loads that way. Midlife says, I met a guy that had Super Ego truck that had 3 weird spots on the sleeper. They turned out to be bullet holes. Now that's fucking funny. Wow. I put up the video on TV, but use my iPad for the texting. Okay. I put the video on the TV, but my iPad for texting. What the hell are you talking about there, Tom? 27 people in here. Three rigs. Pow pow. Oh, okay. I got you. That's why I show up twice in the numbers. Oh, I got you. Okay. I got you. I see what you're saying. As KO said on the Power Hour, what's going on, Landstar spokesman?
They ain't paying me, so I don't know nothing about that. Boy.
What do you mean they're not paying you?
They're not paying me to be their spokesperson.
Oh, okay.
I don't know nothing about that.
Merrill said the guy Kamikaze is a liar. If I see him, I'm going to slap him silly. Kamikaze disappeared off of YouTube. I haven't seen any of his videos, and I don't think he's posting anything anymore. Have you seen him on there anymore?
I haven't seen anything from him in quite a while, actually.
He took everything down.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. Shoot, what am I trying to do here? Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to figure something out here. Miami Heat, Houston Rockets.
Merrill says, "Oh, and a AAA freight is linked to Superdog. or super ego. He said. Hmm. So what's going on, D? You gonna be part of the show tonight?
Yeah. I'm just trying to get something fourth quarter. So I know we were talking. Somebody was talking about Amazon earlier because I'm delivering at an Amazon facility, and let me tell y'all, it was so freaking annoying. Just the whole system that they got over here. If you guys ever been, you already know that you don't really ever talk to a live person anymore because you got to pull into the front there, and it's just some camera, and it's always some Indian dude that gets on there, and like he holds you up forever because you trying the little language barrier thing over there just gives you a whole headache. And they had two lanes. I'm in the first lane. The second lane is another truck. There's one truck ahead of me, and then three more trucks pull up, and I got here at 6:36. Yeah, about 6:36. No, 7:36. And I've been sitting there waiting in line 20 minutes for them to pull one guy for that one guy in front of me forward, while they took like four or five other trucks on the other lane, just kept just moving, right? So I finally get in there. Boom, they tell me to drop my trailer and come to the office. But they didn't tell me where the office was. So lo and behold, you know how big Amazon facilities are. I'm just running around like a chicken with his head cut off trying to find the place. I go to one area, they tell me to go to the next area. I get to the next area, they're telling me to hook back up to my trailer and wait for a door because they don't have a door open available because of the product that I have on there. I go hook back up to the trailer, sit, finally getting ready to go online here, and they freaking call me and tell me to go drop the trailer in the freaking door, unhook, come back in the office, give them the paperwork, unhook again, and then go sit and wait. It's the process they have there is just freaking annoying. But anyways, I only got one story worth talking about tonight. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Okay.
So for us business owners, we were required to file a BOI, beneficial ownership information, and we had until January 1st to go ahead and file for it. And if you didn't file for it, you were going to be fined $500 every single day. Well, court in Texas decided to place to say that it was unconstitutional, so they put it on hold. Then they reinstated it a couple days later, saying that we were supposed to go ahead and still file for it. And then a couple days later after that, court in Louisiana found it to be unconstitutional as well and put it back on hold. So it's 12/29, and the higher appeal courts decided to go ahead and put an injunction on it the other day, to where they say you don't have to file, but then when you go to the FinCEN website, it says that you don't have to file, but if you want to, you can voluntary file for it. The reason why it's been going back and forth in the courts is because some business owners are fighting against it because, quote unquote, it's supposed to help um what's the word, fight money laundering. But when you look into the details about it, the only people who are supposed to file for this are people who make less than $10 million. So when you take a look, when you look at the big gravity of the whole situation, you kind of figure out that it's really not. When you look into the details, it's not really about money laundering. It's about just collecting information from the small guys. So news article that I have here is from Newswire, and it said, and this was from December 27th, that In an unexpected development, the merits panel of the Fifth Circuit Appeals Court on December 26th essentially reinstated a nationwide injunction for the Corporate Transparency Act. The beneficial ownership information reporting. This marked a sharp reversal from just 3 days earlier when the court had granted the government's motion to stay the preliminary injunction and reinstate the filing requirements. This means that all business nationwide, the crucial requirements to file the BOIR have once again been temporarily suspended. So you don't have to file for it, but like I said, when you go to the FinCEN website, the official website of where you're supposed to file for it, it does say that you can still voluntarily sign up for it. In my opinion, I don't want to give out any more information to the government than I have to, and if they tell me that I don't have to fill it out, I'm just not going to do it. Now I'd rather just wait um, for the final ruling, which is supposed to be in June of next year, to let us know whether or not that we do have to file for it. I'm not. I'm pretty sure that they're not going to go ahead and back charge everybody $500 a day who didn't file for it. But you never know. It's the American government, right? The court explained in its decision as necessary to preserve the constitutional status quo while the merits panel considers all parties weigh in substantive arguments. The court also expedited the appeal to the next available oral argument panel, which appears could be the week of January 6th based on the court's published schedule. Given the rapid fire recent legal developments around the reporting, further changes are highly possible. The status of the injunction or additional delays could shift again as courts continue to address the constitutional challenges of the CTA. Ultimately, this reporting requirement is high stakes with erroneous penalties that include civil fines up to $591 a day, criminal fines up to $10,000 per report, and up to 2 years of imprisonment. As such, if you choose to wait to file a BOIR, it is imperative that you monitor the legal battle for future daily developments. For a full copy of this most recent, never mind, there's a link there that you can check. I was
Just reading, man. Just reading. All right, so let me get some of these comments before we do here. I don't know if you saw this earlier. My daughter's making buttons,
oh,
and
that's cute.
I've got one for you. We bought her a button maker for Christmas, and she started to make all kinds of buttons. Can you see it? Okay. Got
Yeah,
the
I can see
fly
it's
rabbit
pretty
on there.
cool.
I got one for you. Got one for you.
Ah, nice.
Let's get some of these comments. So, any good news on your steering, 18?
On my steering? What do you mean?
I don't know. Rig big. Go into detail.
I don't have any issues with my steering. My steering itself. I just have a slight shaking problem coming from the back of the truck, which could be. I think I might know what it is, but I don't really want to say until like I take it to a proper shop. But I'm looking into taking it to a suspension shop that's near my area when I get back and see if they are able to, put a button on this situation. So
So, Three Rig says, do you guys use any company fuel cards or you have your own? Both. I have my own and I have the company fuel card.
same,
Yeah.
same. But I use a company fuel card because there are no discounts that can match it. So
Meryl says, imagine your trucking company being so bad that you have to check in under a different name. Yeah. So Midlife Kamikaze Productions did a YouTube video 5 days ago. It's not the same guy. Kamikaze Drone Productions is the guy's channel. The one that does Kamikaze Productions isn't the same guy. At least he doesn't look the same. I could be wrong, but he doesn't look the same. I'm the guy you all hate when I go to Amazon, Walmart, Target, straight in, no wait, on the way out, and yes, you're still in line. It was easy and free to file the BOI. I went ahead and did it. filed it, even though it was put on hold. Took a couple minutes on the web. All
And
BOI
I
does.
understand. I understand. It's still available for you to file, but I'm like I said, I'm in the camp of the less information I can
That's
give the
right.
government, the better. However, it's not like this information is like hidden, because everyone who has an LLC, an S corp, whatever, when you have to file in your state, they still got your information either way. So
So all the BOI does is put the information in the same place. They already have all this information, correct?
right.
Whether you agree or not, it's just to verify your name and address already have the info, so pointless to worry about. Midlife Trucker says parking tip: if staying in Laredo, Pilot 377 never fills up now that they have the second lot. Good deal.
If I'm staying in Laredo, I'm just gonna go to our terminal. It's never filled anyways, and it's much nicer.
Rig Pig says, shit, I thought you said it was up front. My bad. Midlife says he changed his name to Kamikaze Productions a while back. Okay. He sure looks different. I can tell you that. Doesn't look like the same guy. Hmm. Oh, man.
Let me see if I can find his, if his YouTube channel is still up there,
I don't know who was
or if
asking
he
me about
changed.
Super Bowl productions earlier. I think it was Merrill. This Atlanta Washington game's tied up 7-7, man. What a bust this game is. I
Which
really
one?
Washington and Atlanta. I really need Atlanta to lose on this game. It'll help the Buccaneers out if they lose.
On the football game?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't. I finally started getting into betting. Hopefully, I don't make it an addiction or whatever. But that's just one. That was one game that I passed up today. But I did put $100 down on a couple of games that I played, and I had I guess they call it parlays. I had like three different parlays. I only won one off of that, but even with the even with that one win, I was up 90% from my initial investment, which I thought was pretty decent. So
So
I'm
the
gonna look into
channel,
it a little bit more and learn how to do this stuff. But it was pretty decent.
the channel is KDP 1943, and it's all Super Ego ads. And yes, I know he's a Florida guy, y'all. He lives in Lakeland, Florida. He says it many a times in all of his videos.
He's not in Lakeland, Florida. I think he's more up in Gainesville area.
I think you're wrong there, because Scott was telling me at one time that he literally lived right around the corner from where he lived at.
Well, the only reason why I'm saying that is because I did a little dive into his history like about a
Yep.
year ago or something like that. And I think came to he got arrested or something like that for for pedophilia or some crap like that. And it was up in that area. So I hope he doesn't live in Lakeland, because I don't want him nowhere near me. So
I think he does. He probably was just in Gainesville looking for the college girls there, buddy, or something.
or boys, you never
Yeah,
know.
all boys. Yeah, right. You know,
Oh yeah, he did change his channel name. Interesting.
does that look like him? It doesn't look like him to me.
Let me
Interesting.
see. Maybe he grew a beard. Ah, yeah, he grew a beard. I guess he's trying to I don't know, fit in.
Wow, he looks like a different freaking person, huh?
I guess Super Ego finally feeding him, because he used to be a piece of stick. Now he looks like he got a little meat on his bones, man. Oh yeah, that's another thing that he likes doing is the copyright strikes, man. I remember when everybody used to get on him too, before they were getting on him and Jason and everybody else all at the
Yeah.
same time. But yeah.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, that's the same guy. So he's probably on here trying to get a copyright strike from you, huh?
That's assuming if he knows who we are in the first place.
I'm not too worried about him. We haven't said anything bad about him. Just that he's a Florida guy.
That's a
You said the
registered
bad
sex
stuff.
offender. I didn't say anything bad. I just told the truth. That's all that is. He's a It shows that he's a registered sex offender. So yeah. Either way. Anyways, sorry that I'm late, guys. Like I said, I had to deal with Amazon. I'm just gonna leave it like that. How's everybody doing tonight? Where you guys at? Where you heading? Are you guys home? You guys staying home for the New Year's? Are you guys gonna be running during that time as well too? We've got, let's see. The 4th is on Saturday.
Cam
Hmm.
used to fry his ass literally. Yeah.
All the time. All
Yeah.
the time.
So my wife says you're a gambling man now.
Well, like I said, I only did a couple of bets. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a habitual gambler yet. And like I said, hopefully it doesn't become a vice. So
Midlife says Amazon's one of his favorite deliveries. Easy in, easy out. Registration, please.
yeah, easy in and easy out my foot. You know, okay, I'll give it to him. It's not always that terrible. It's just that tonight, I guess
Well,
at
what
this
he's saying, it's
facility, it
easy
was
and
just
out for his
freaking
company. With what he does, it's easy in and easy out
right.
with his company.
And for some reason, the guy was like, "Make sure you have your reflective vest on." And for some reason, it clicked in my head, "You ain't gonna tell me what the f to do." So I'm just sitting out here, no vest. I'm like, "Come and kick me out if y'all want to." I'm just tired. I
So
guess I'm
Merrill
just
says
tired
he wouldn't
today.
mind doing that Amazon relay with the Russians.
As long as they paying good, right?
Remember, we go to the maintenance dock. Oh, that's right, you do, because they're delivering those Crown lift trucks. That's why.
Okay, okay.
When you are delivering a forklift, they will make a spot for you. Yep.
I also know they have a lot of electric yard dog trucks out here as well too. Seems to be like the new thing that's going on nowadays.
New yard trucks.
Yeah, the electrification and all that stuff, which
Oh
makes
yeah.
sense. In the grand scheme of things, having an electric yard dog truck does make sense. Having an electric local truck makes sense, but as an OTR, it's just the technology is just not there yet to
I don't think any of it
last the
makes sense.
miles.
None of it makes sense.
Well,
They were
to
just
me, it
pushing.
does because that's like if you're so concerned about pollution, especially in like major cities and stuff like that, using those trucks, the electric trucks, make sense. But
How much
like
pollution
on
do
the
you think it? How much pollution do you think it took to make that truck, though? Think about that.
right, I mean that's an argument
Doesn't make
that there's a
sense.
point for as well too. But what I'm talking about, like the immediate right now, like the pollution and stuff, it that makes sense. But having an electric truck on on the highway just doesn't
It's
make
not
any
gonna
sense
work.
because you're not really helping with the pollution on that end because
Buddy, we'll
like you
be
said,
dead
you're
and
on the
gone.
highway
We'll be
and
dead
you're
and gone
always
before that's
driving,
ready.
so
Yeah, we'll be dead and gone before they get the infrastructure for that, dude. I mean, you're talking a long time away. So, Three Rig says, I'm going to spend some time with the family. I'll leave put Thursday if I can find something. All right.
okay.
Merrill says, I saw an SFI guy at US Foods with a reefer trailer. Can you do that as well? Get a different trailer. Buddy, you can do anything you want to with an SFI. The only thing you can't do with SFI is you can't, from what I've been told, you can't do tanker because you got to have all that equipment that's installed on
The
your truck.
PTO and stuff.
Yep. And I'm not 100% sure on this, but I don't know if you can do flatbed with the truck, can you? Or do you know?
I've seen pictures of people doing heavy haul on the
Really? Okay.
SFI page.
I just
Yeah,
know you can't add anything to the truck like that, the equipment and shit. Um, Irishman at home traveling to Maryland on the 1st of January for a divorce mediation. One more step closer to going back OTR and owner operator. Well, good deal, Irishman.
is
Good
that a
deal.
congratulations or I'm sorry for your loss situation right there?
Knowing him, it's probably a congratulations and he's happy. I don't care about the environment at all, but even at California electricity prices, the Tesla semis move cargo for about 25 cents a mile. Can't do that with diesel.
I don't even think that'll even make sense to pull 25 cents a mile even with an electric truck.
Yeah.
Especially with the price of the cost of living in California is freaking ridiculous.
So Country says SFI has bulk trucks now for tanker. Okay. I did not
They
know that.
do sell SFI does sell the trucks equipped with the to do tanker loads as well too. They're like the short the short cab ones. And
Right.
you can get one from SFI if you want to do like pneumatic and stuff like that. So I don't think you can do it with the standard trucks, but they do have those trucks available for you guys if you want to do that.
So Irishman says congratulations is right.
Well, alrighty then.
No, the cost is 25 cents a mile for the electricity. Diesel in California is 2.5 times that, maybe three.
Oh, okay.
So you divas could always do the Trump dance. Yeah, I got your diva techno. You need to get your ass going here, man. I know you got to wait till March. Damn it.
Let's see here.
You know who Techno is?
I know the name because I've seen it on YouTube plenty of
He's
time, but I have no clue
he's
who
on our
that
Life
person
3 he's
is.
on the Life 360 that me and you have. It's
Oh,
James
okay.
Techno. He's on our Life 360.
Wait, I thought you were James.
Well, his name is James too, but I'm James on there, but he's Techno on there,
So you're James 1 and he's James 2?
if that's the way you want to look at it. Dancing in front of the truck is the new thing. I might have to do a dance. I have to come up with something.
Man, well, y'all telling me that those the Brokeback Mountain Boys have set a trend for trucking?
Oh
Is that
man.
what you guys are saying?
How
Everybody's gonna
many
start
uh,
making
how many electric trucks are needed to replace one diesel? The amount of time needed to charge is many times longer than the diesel fuel times. Yeah.
and it does, and you know the technology nowadays to do a rapid charge does cut the life of the electric truck batteries anyway. So you know it's damn if you do, damn if you don't.
So SFI dude was flying right by me. I know his MPGs were 6.3. So Meryl, let me tell you a little story. I'm gonna have to slow down because my truck will get 8.5 to 9.0 with 40,000 pounds at 75 miles an hour. I don't even know what kind of fuel mileage I get if I slow it down. I mean, at 65, it ain't much better, believe it or not. So I'm about 9.5 at 65. If I was to slow it down to 60, I'd be surprised if I do any better.
It's all
This
in the
truck,
gear ratio, your final
yeah,
drive, your gear ratios, and
this
all
truck
that
that I
stuff.
have now just absolutely loves 70 miles an hour. That's it's weird. 70 miles per hour is what it loves.
So, anything new, anything interesting going on with your truck?
No, not really. Like I said, I'm going to look at getting the alignment done here tomorrow or whatever the next couple of days. Nothing really, dude. I mean, been nice having almost 5 days off. It was nice spending time with the family.
How
I
many
haven't done
miles you
that in a
got on
long
it
time.
now?
130.
Yeah, did a overhead on it yet?
No, not necessary. We were just talking about that earlier. The mechanic that I talked to said it's not necessary unless you're having issues.
Okay.
So Tom says his governed at 70. If I drive 62, I get worse mile per gallon. If I drive at 67, it's all in the programming. It's funny that you say that because I even when I drive 65, the fuel mileage is worse than 70. I agree with you. Schneider has the air revenue. So how are people struggling?
Well,
Schneider,
like
all
all in, yeah, all in rate revenue. Um, the thing about it, when they post a load and they do say that is what you get. I mean, it's not like I guess it's more like what's the prices like $1.20, $30, $40, like 99 cents. That's what you're looking at. Barely see anything over $2, and if it is, it's probably like a short run or something like that, right?
What are you talking about?
The all-in rate board.
For Schneider?
Mm-hmm.
You need to talk to Country about that. He had some $2.50, $3 mile loads the other day.
Well, remember they did get that new that new low board, and
Yep.
it is and it
There's a guy,
is
guy
you do
talking
have
on
to
Facebook said that the P&G loads are paying like $4 a mile, man.
you do also have to take into account the time of the year that it is as well too. Shippers want to get stuff out of the way and get it moved, especially during this holiday time, because you know what, truck drivers don't deserve to be home with their families. So
Merrill, are you at Schneider? I can't remember if you told me earlier. So Kingsway said JB Hunt is top notch. JB Hunt was top notch when I was there. They went downhill. That's why I left. I hope you're doing well over there. I couldn't do well over there after they took everything away from us. We made a lot of
I've,
money at JB Hunt in a short time.
I've never been over there, so I don't know nothing about it.
Easy company to make money at. So here's Country. The percentage board guarantees 65% of the load. The all-in rate board is set, the paid amount for that load. No guarantee it's even 65%. Sometimes it's higher, sometimes it isn't. Mercer is dope too. I left due to a breakdown. Okay. I don't know anything about Mercer. I've talked to him a couple times, but personally, I wasn't too impressed with Mercer. I don't remember what it was I didn't like, but the recruiter I talked to told me that I would have a struggle there with an SFI truck. He said their guys aren't doing too great. This was the recruiter telling me straight up, which recruiters don't usually do that. Merrill says he gets paid after every load. Yeah, that's a good thing about Mercer. I don't remember what it was other than the recruiter telling me that. That something just didn't make sense to me.
What kind of chips you got there, man?
Just some Lay's stacks, the ones that are like Pringles.
Mm, the wannabe Pringles.
Oh, they're better than Pringles, buddy. They're
Nah,
thicker.
I don't
I
like the
think they are.
texture.
They're
I
thicker.
don't like I don't like the texture. Original Lay's is the best. I like
Kingsway
original Lay's.
CRST is flatbed. Okay. Speaking of JB Hunt, I seen an old classic XL leased onto them. Yeah, I've seen a lot of different trucks leased onto JB. Wait, no more dry van for CRST? They still have dry van.
That's I'm pretty sure they got dry van,
Yep.
and they got the reefer. I think they got reefer under Pegasus or whatever it's called as well too.
I don't know why anybody would want to do reefer. Woo.
I mean,
You
I'm
wouldn't
pretty
make
sure
it.
it's not that
You
bad.
wouldn't make it in reefer. You know that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I am
No.
not a vampire. I'm
No.
sorry. It ain't my cup of tea, buddy. I thought about going to Prime at one point in my career. I'm glad I didn't.
CRST has a decent lease purchase for dry van. We had a guy on here that used to come on, and he said that he didn't. He went to CRST and he sat around and ended up leaving after 2 weeks. CSRT can't remember safety training. Falcon says, sure struggling being out here on my own. I parked the dry van and just started pulling hopper bottom in the Midwest. So you talk about
You make
hopper
these.
bottom. I looked at me and Brian Jess was looking at Oakley Trucking. I actually called them and they're just not hiring out of the state of Florida. Don't know much about dry hopper. Reefers
Do
for
you
the
make
bird.
decent money doing hopper bottom?
Well,
No, they
they
max out your weight, don't they?
Oakley pays like two something a mile, all miles, empty and loaded.
doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Plus, you get
But
a
I
fuel
know they're
surcharge.
they're
No
they're
wait.
like loaded to the max every single time, right?
Uh-huh.
And you tear
I
up your
love the
truck doing
vampire
that stuff.
shit. Country said, bottom line, there is no one company that's better than the other. It's all opinion. And as long as that company can offer what you need to make money, you're happy. That's all that matters. You are 100% right. Not only does that make sense, but also every company doesn't fit to everybody's needs. Like me and D goes back and forth about Landstar. Well, Landstar works for him, but Landstar would not work for me for several different reasons.
But we all
Yeah.
can agree that Super Ego is trash, right?
Oh, absolutely. Uh-huh.
Okay.
But with that being said, there is somebody out there that Super Ego works out for, you know?
Yeah, we know.
Are you able to see comments on your side
Yeah, I can see all the comments.
through through StreamYard you can?
Mm-hmm. I'm
So
looking
you
at
can
them
see
right now.
Meryl's comment that just popped up.
Yeah.
Okay. According to KDP, ego is the best thing going. Uh-huh.
Well, for him, like I said, he has that thing on his record, so I guess that's the best that he can do with the circumstances. So
He can go to Western Express.
I think Western Express has some type of moral standards. Might not be
So
much, but some type of moral standards.
so Falcon says always max weight. Kind of sucks. That's the hopper bottom.
Yeah, you'll
So
be burning fuel like a mother.
Irishman says, I drove for Greater Omaha Express as a refrigerator carrier out of Omaha for 3 years. I'm telling you, it was like when I was in law enforcement with the hours you drive during the day and night. Yeah, I agree, man. I did the law enforcement thing too, and I worked a lot of nights.
That Omaha Express, well, they specialize in hauling meat, pretty much. But they
Help
sound
people
like that
still talk crap.
Omaha Steaks place.
Country says, help people still talk crap about me being with Schneider this long. You keep doing your thing, country. You're doing just fine with what you're doing. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
needs to be talking shit. Three rigs. There used to be a driver on YouTube with Super Ego that got promoted in an office position. He supposedly put a class together for newcomers. That is Cooking in the Hammer Lane, is the guy you're thinking
Also known as Uncle Tom.
of. I haven't heard that one.
Well, that's how he's being referred to in the African American community. You'll send your own people over there just to get burned. It's crazy.
Country says, trust me, I will always do me. Yes, you will.
No, he said he'll always DP me. What DP stand for, country?
You sure he didn't fat finger it and do me?
Nah, he talking about DP. I'm pretty sure he talking about something kinky. I don't know. Probably call me later and cuss me out about it.
They are tied to Omaha Steaks. They have their own meat packing plant. Okay.
Yep, that's what I figured.
Rail even sells their trucks to Truck Country. I've never heard of Truck Country.
Me neither. What's that?
They sell rigs, semis.
DPB screw.
Uh huh.
Mm.
There you go. Double penetration. That's the Hirschbach boys right there.
So, how'd everybody enjoy their Christmas? You guys stay on the
Oh,
road? You guys were home with family? What you guys did for your kids, man? What y'all bought y'all kids for Christmas?
had a great Christmas.
What you got your daughter for Christmas?
God, that butt maker was the big thing. She got a lot of shit, dude. I don't even remember, to be honest with you. My daughter always does well. My wife does good. I was just telling my wife today, I don't know how she did it because we had such a shitty month, but she pulled fucking shit out of her ass somehow. I don't know how she did it. Truck Country is Midwest dealer chain. Okay.
So they're like a pedigree type deal.
I guess so. So Doug says everyone needs to find their own niche in the industry. With 38 years, done a ton of companies. Just do your own thing and F with all the trash talk. Yep. Agree with you, buddy. 412, what's up, buddy? How are you, man? Hope things are going well with you.
How you doing, man?
Who's that picture
Been
in
on
your
Narc's
avatar?
channel.
Who's that picture in that avatar, 412? Is that Prince?
Looks like him.
Does it?
hmm I don't even know what he looks like. I don't know. Hey, me and 412 be going back and forth. We'll be
About
in the
what?
comments on Narc's page.
About
Just
what?
going back. I said me and him be entertaining ourselves over there on Narc's channel. We'll be going
Oh,
back and forth with each other
that's so funny, man, watching that.
about the BS that goes on over there, man.
So, yes, I'm in a hotel. I'm getting some work done on the truck in the morning. You're chilling, and haha, that's you, huh? Okay. Mainly Freightliner dealers. Okay, Corey.
Oh, real. I was thinking about Jordan when we were talking about that. I was gonna say that I know
Oh,
Jordan
me and
has a lot
18 be
of.
dying off the couch, and Tim. You know, it's funny, 412. I when they bring those videos up, I watch quite a few of them too. I don't always catch them on the live, but I always watch the replay, and I laugh my ass off when I see you guys commenting on that shit. So Narc put out a video today saying that they're supposed to be back on the 3rd or 4th. Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean they did claim that they were getting off of YouTube, but apparently, Coach got an 11th email asking him to come back.
Uh huh.
So I guess we'll be back to our regular
I
schedule
want to
of
I want to
watching
see
them
what the
get
new
clowned.
I want to see what the new pay package is. Would they go to $1 a mile now instead of $1 a mile?
Hey, somebody also made a video about how I don't like spreading people business, but this shit is hilarious, dude. Tim wasn't allowed to go home for the holidays, so he spent it with Jason
Oh my
at his
god,
house.
man, that's crazy.
And they're
So,
claiming that Jason wasn't too happy about it. Yeah, his boyfriend and his wife in the same under the same roof.
oh my god. 412 says, "Yeah, I'm hoping that my truck's done tomorrow." He's got to go to Canton to get it. Elite just dropped a video a few hours ago. Tim is at Coach's house. I got to
Yeah,
watch
that's
this
what I was
video.
just talking about.
Any recommendations on a good used APU before summer hits? Green
Well,
APU.
I'm planning on going to Dale's APU. They have one in Missouri and one in Arkansas, and they are a green APU authorized dealer, but they also sell remanufactured APUs as well at a deep discount. So that's something I'm gonna be looking into before the summer hits as well too.
Okay, so 412 says that his wife won't let him come home. That's Tim's wife, I guess. All the future Hirschbachers begged Coach to stay on YouTube. Isn't that funny?
All two of them.
It's a guardian angel at Tim's house. It's okay. We should all understand. That was funny when we heard that. You know what? She's got a guardian angel at the house. I'm his guardian angel. APU store in Joplin, Missouri. That's what we were just talking about, Dale's. I've had my truck in the shop since the 20th. Before you buy AYO, before you all buy an APU. What's that mean?
It's AYO before y'all buy an
Oh,
APU.
okay. All right.
Check
Check
out
out
my
my
guy
guy
Ryan
Ryan
Fox.
Fox. Oh yeah, he's
That's
he does
the
his stuff
electric
on
ones.
YouTube. Yeah.
I'm not
Oh
too far.
Fox.
I did enjoy my electric APU on the Freightliner, but I just want to I rather have a diesel one to be honest with you.
So Irishman says, when everything is finalized, James, I'll putting a call out to you about SFI and F2F. I have some questions. Irishman, you call me anytime, buddy. I'll be more than happy to talk to you. More than happy, and I appreciate it. I really do. Call your Thermo King and Carrier dealers as well. Yep.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a good route to go, but with these prices, like 4 years ago, you could have got one for like 11, 12, 13,000 bucks. Now they're like almost 20 grand, brand
Yep.
new. It's crazy.
So, Irishman, if you're not busy, and I'll have the phone number in the description. I had it up earlier too. Give me a ring tomorrow. Call me after about 5 p.m. And I'll give you the ups and downs about everything. Known Dale a long time, knows his stuff. His son is a main one in Springfield now. Okay, that's what Corey says. Tom says, I have to admit it, Narc may be a butthead, but he's got Tim's ex her back child support. He got Tim's ex back. Yep. I think they're working on it anyways. APU Center is not Dale. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's two. Yeah, that's two different companies. But I
It
think
might
Dale
be.
has a shop. I think Dale has a shop in Arkansas as well too.
He's
When I
working on
looked
his
it up.
truck right now, and he will. I love the EPU on my international. The only sound is from the fan on the AC. Yeah, I love the EPU a lot better too, to be flat honest with you. I sleep a little bit warmer anyways, but if you're in summertime, you might have to start your truck up if it's real hot. That's where the APU is a little bit better, but I I'd rather sleep hot than cold.
I had that truck up to 115 degrees in freaking in North Carolina over the summer, and I had to idle that truck pretty much the whole day because I was doing a 34-hour reset. That's where that EPU falls short at. That's why I would rather have the regular APU just to sidestep that issue. Not
Did you
by much,
notice
but still.
I got the mullet cut off?
Boo.
Yeah,
Your
it
wife
started
said she
bothering me.
loved it. Why didn't you keep it?
She was happy once I got it. So he just did my DPF, DOC, and SCR cleaning for me and the harness I needed done. He's top notch, and his labor rate is the best I found out here.
What kind of truck you got for 12?
So, Tom, no, the truck never did. I think the truck was being jacked. No, it never really bothered me. I'm used to it now. Starting up, it doesn't even wake me any longer.
I hate
Um,
that crap.
it don't bother me a bit. Yes, had boat like the EPU now better. Yeah, I like the EPU better. It's quiet. And even when it does start up, like I said, it doesn't even bother me. I don't have an APU or an EPU, but I have to idle. I don't turn my truck off unless I'm fueling or at home. LOL.
Man, you burning a whole
He's
lot
got
of
a
fuel, my
21
guy.
T680, and he bought it at the Boyd Brothers Trucks.
Oh, okay. Boy Brothers flatbed. You doing flatbed submit roof, yeah?
I think he's talking about the auction, isn't he? Boyd Brothers Auctions. Don't they have auction too?
No, Boyd's flatbed company.
Okay.
I don't know, I could be wrong, but I do know that it's a flatbed company.
He said he's used to it starting out. It does it maybe once at night. For the first time, I came out of the bed like a madman. So he said he got the truck from Dasky Equipment Sales. Okay.
Yeah, I can't stand the Opti idle on a Freightliner. I wouldn't stand it on any other truck myself, man. Just waking up in the middle of the night for no reason other than me wanting to turn my TV on.
Well, I got to tell
It's a
you
no
what.
go.
You know what wakes me up more than my truck starting in the middle of the night is your phone needs to be charged by the 360 app. That wakes me up even when I'm at home. You never charge your phone.
I mean, I never
D
knew because I'm not using it. Just
D has
plop it
10%
right
left on
there.
his phone. Yes, I've
You
only
could
ran
always put your
flatbed
phone
his
on
whole career.
silent.
Yeah, I never do that, buddy. You never know who's going to be trying to call you. Man, when I was a rookie, you know how the truck would regen late at night. Yeah, I
Yep.
remember those days too. Oh,
Yep.
he's got scared thinking it would blow up or something. Yeah, when they regen, sometimes they're loud as shit. My truck, when it regens, when you like when you come to a stop or something, it'll regen. It's so damn loud and idles
My
like crap.
Mine's is actually pretty quiet when it does it when it's doing a park regen, but
Hmm.
it barely ever does it. 'Cause like I said, I don't idle the truck if I don't need to. So, but I don't. But one thing I don't, what I do miss from the Freightliner is having that large DEF tank. I could just fill that thing up once a week. This truck here is they have a smaller tank, so I got to at least fill it up at least 2 3 times a week in
So
order just to
412,
keep it running.
that's not good. Well, I'm talking about when mine when it regens when it's driving. Like if I come to a stop, it
Hmm.
idles really loud.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Charlotte tonight, Charlotte area. Where are you at?
Chesapeake.
Chesapeake, Virginia. I got 130 on the truck. Tesla semis don't regen. No doubt.
Yeah, that's nice. 20-gallon tank. Well, I don't know. Something wrong. I think I just have a 10-gallon tank, and I don't
Mine's
like it.
20 gallon. You don't have a
I think
20 gallon?
I think mine's a 10. I've
Wow.
never filled up more than 10 gallons, 10 or 15 gallons. It might be a 15-gallon tank. I'm not sure, but I don't know.
All right. I'm in the house.
Maybe I just need to change the filters on it. Maybe that might help it last a
We
little
ain't
longer.
far
But
off a damn
give it a
130. That
chance.
thing is brand new. Yeah, mine was brand new when I got it. Mine was brand new when we got it. Put it on a diet.
Yeah, I'm not risking that one, man. I'm good. I know a lot of people are doing it, but the way this government's been so wishy washy with all
There you go. There's your answer
this
right
stuff
there.
going down.
Internationals with Cummins have a 20 gallon. A26 have 12.5.
Well, that makes sense then. Yeah, that makes sense.
I wonder why is that? Why would they have smaller ones on the A26? Just because of the size of the motor being a 13 liter? Or do you know,
I
Tom?
mean, that shouldn't really be, and
Well, you would think.
just because you have a smaller tank, I mean, still gonna do the same thing, I guess. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's about what mine does. About $60 to fill it up.
Yeah, it takes about like $30 from MT to fill up. Yeah, about 30
Well, he
bucks.
says they do strange things with those A motors.
You know what I do? I do try to go to quick trips more than to get my def, like just specifically
Hmm.
just get def. I just go to the quick trip and just get def. It's just a whole lot cheaper that way.
I've been doing that too, honestly. I'll just make a special trip just to get Def from QT.
Mm,
They are absolutely the cheapest. I try to make sure I'm down in the South to a QT or wherever QT is to make sure I can get it.
hmm.
He said Speedway has good Def price too. I didn't know that. I have to check Speedway out.
I think if I'm not mistaken, don't you get points on your pilot app if you go to a speedway? Are they
Hmm.
like connected or something like that?
I haven't heard that one. Speedway has its own card.
Mm. Right way the
So,
truck says he got a 20-gallon tank on his A26.
hmm.
But I guess it all depends on where you got the truck
He
from.
said if you rehearse about your Def would be free.
Midlife, you out here trying to start some mess, man.
All I tell you is Landstar 100% has the best fuel discounts I've ever seen. Are they better than Primes? Because I always heard Prime was the best
Let me see.
when
The
it comes
nearest
to fuel.
area to me, there's a pilot not too far from where I'm at. Let's
So right
see.
way, the 12.5 is standard, but 20 can be ordered. And
You got
99-cent
20.
fuel. Corey says that Pilot owns the 19s. They've been buying up the 19s.
So there's a pilot about 14 miles southwest of me. Pump price 379. The Landstar discount's 25 cents. And your fuel, your IFTA credit is 31 cents for the state. So that comes up to 323 a gallon just for that. But that's not the cheapest one that's here. I think there's a Speedway. that showed up here. That was a whole lot cheaper, like $2.92 a gallon.
So Midlife says, does anybody know where Pilot came up with the 1.9 name for their small chains? I have no idea.
I thought that was just the name of their of that company before Pilot bought them up.
No, they were usually different names, and they changed them to 1.9.
Well, they all
412.
are. Yeah, they're all now 1.9, but I think 1.9
Mhm.
was around first, and I guess when they bought up all the other second halves, they just changed them all to 1.9s as well too. Which
Maybe.
what kind of sucks is that 1.9 gets cheap. They have cheap price, but I don't get any discounts at the 1.9.
Yeah.
But I can still do my showers and everything else. Everything
Well, you
else is
remember
just
that's
fine
how it
with
was
me.
at Schneider too. Even though they got the discount, it couldn't be at a 1.9. Remember?
Right.
So Fortswell says, "Look, I know a guy at Prime. We compared on the Wex app, and then I was bullshitting with a Landstar guy in Virginia, and we compared out apps. Which pile is that you're looking up?" He wants to know. Tom wants to know.
It's a pilot in Suffolk, Virginia. But then there's a speedway like 12 miles away that's 264. Uh
Fortswell
yeah, like
says he
it's a
knows he
50.
doesn't get discounts at 1.9. He pays a pump price. Nope, Pilot came up with the name. It's a homage to CB Breaker 1.9. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought 1.9 was a new name. They just came up with that. Corey says it's something to do with the Pilot credit card. It's on their website. What was the Pilot that you were looking up? I want to compare my carrier discount. Suffolk, Virginia.
The one in Suffolk, Virginia.
Flat tearing those chips up. Yeah, absolutely, man. 3 rigs. I haven't eaten. I had that pizza earlier, man. It's been a long day for me. Oh shit, that makes sense.
Oh shit, you had to say shit.
Uh huh.
Well,
My wife
um
is texting me now saying about the chips.
so I've been hearing everybody talk about this carnivore diet, right? But I can't
Mhm.
find any scientific research backing up the claim. Like, how legit is this carnivore diet thing?
Oh, it's definitely legit. There's a bunch of Facebook pages about it. You can ask my
Like,
wife about it.
but are people actually losing weight? Because when I try to look up like any scientific backups on it, it's just tell me that
Where
it's
are you looking at on Google?
on the government website, on the govs and .orgs.
Buddy, they don't want you to know about that diet. How many times I got to tell you? You can't just Google this shit. I've told you that before. You want information on it? I'll get my wife to give you information on it. I bet Tom Bell knows a lot about it too. They don't want you to go to that diet because it's a healthy diet.
Ain't nothing like eating steak and eggs all damn day, I guess.
It's harder than it sounds, brother. I promise you that. It's harder than it sounds. So, what is this that Tom just sent me? Oh, he was sending me the fuel
Do you
prices.
guys have your own fuel card or just using the EFS card? Well, I have a Comdata card from Landstar, and that's what I use. I have a backup ES Advantage card, but like I said, I never use it because just can't beat the discounts that we're getting. What is
412 said I did the carnivore for a week, but I don't know if I told you this or not, but I did the carnivore diet. I did it for 2 months and I lost like 45 pounds in 2 months doing it.
294? That's not bad.
Yeah, reefer's tough, especially dealing with those stinky meat plants. Absolutely. But it's hard to keep up. I ran out of food on the truck. It is hard to keep up. It's a little bit more expensive to do the carnivore diet, but it's a clean diet. Snorlord lost like 100 pounds on it, I think. Well, and I told you this once before, D. I didn't do strictly a carnivore diet, but for the last couple of years. I mean, when I went to Prime, when I first got back into trucking to do the lease purchase, I went to Prime, and this was right after COVID, and this was 22. I was 301 when I got on the scale. When I was at home this weekend, I was 243. I keep going down. And I've lost like 65, 70 pounds just watching what I eat, more or less, for the most part. Now, granted, I'm eating chips tonight, but I don't eat a lot of shit anymore. Not like I used to.
I'd like to lose at least a good 20 pounds.
You want to lose 20 pounds? I guarantee you, if you go on
Yeah.
that carnivore diet and you stick to it for 60 days, I guarantee you'll lose more than 20 pounds. Guarantee you.
Well, I don't want to lose more than 20 pounds.
Here you
Well,
go. Midlife
I
says
either want to lose
carnivore.
20 pounds, or I just want to convert 20 pounds of fat into muscle.
You'll do it.
That's what
Whereas
I
a
want to
negative
do.
side for some truck drivers, playing a lot of bathroom breaks. That's absolutely so. Here's what's going to happen. If you go on that carnivore diet, you're not going to go number 2 for a couple of days. 3 to 4 days, it's going to compact you a little bit. It's going to be miserable. After that 3rd or 4th day, once you get your body cleansed and start rolling, you'll be feeling a lot better. You're going to have numerous amounts of energy. Your energy level is going to be through the roof. You won't need energy drinks. And this is what I told Country, because I know he drinks a lot of them damn energy drinks. If he goes on that carnivore diet and starts
That
losing a
stuff
little bit
is
of
not
weight,
good for
after
me.
a week or two and you get situated with it, you get used to the taste. Because the problem is that I always had is I love eating meat. I love steaks, hamburger, fish, chicken, all that stuff. You can eat as much of it as you want to. I don't care what anybody tells you on here. You can you can eat as much as your body will take. And quite frankly, you're probably going to eat at least 3 or 4 times a day with that, like that. And the taste of the flesh of the meat and stuff, it's hard to cover up. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense, because you can only drink water. You can't drink soda. You can't drink anything other than water, period. And it's very hard to stay on that. So meat, water, and butter is what your key ingredients are that you got to stick to.
Can you drink carbonated water?
I don't think that makes a difference. I don't know how well that'll do with your gut, but I don't think that'll matter. You can do carbonated. You can't put nothing in it. It's got to be water. Can't put any flavoring in it or anything. So let me read midlife. So he did the carnivore. There is an egg. Oh, we already read that. When's the bathroom breaks? I was stuck eating bags of beef jerky. Yeah, you can do beef jerky. Just watch what they put on the beef jerky.
A lot of salt right there.
Well, salt's okay. Salt's good. Salt's good for you.
You're gonna be dehydrated a lot eating just
Yeah,
straight
that's
up
why you
jerky.
drink the water. I got my first DOT physical on October 19. I weighed 296. I'm around 230 now.
Yeah,
That's
I'm at 230 right now, and I'm at 240. I think I'd like to be around 210 would be a pretty nice
Merrill said
decent
he had
number.
his entire trailer filled with blood and pig intestines. Holla, homies. What's up, Raymond?
Going south with all that chitlin, man.
So 412. So I cooked like a week's worth of food, but man, I ate it in like 4 days. I was so hungry because I didn't have the carbs. It's funny that you said that, because that's the same problem that I had. I was eating all the time. I was eating myself, all the time. But again, it doesn't matter with meat. You can eat as much meat as you want to.
I could cook a week's worth of food. I'm still gonna eat it within 2 days. I just love eating. That's my problem.
Wow, Rabbit, I could have never thought. Good shit, man. Yep.
So
I thought
basically, the
I was
moral of the
big.
story is if you're gonna start the carnivore diet, do it at home before you head out on the road.
Yeah,
That way
yeah.
you
Started at home if you're able to. That's true. I can tell you how to lose weight on carnivore. Just count how many times you are running into a rest area. But I came in touch weighing 128, cut like a bag of dope. Man, I had a problem with those Red Bulls. I drink over 40 ounces a day and smoke a pack of Newport 100s. Of course, in 3 years, I really start feeling that shit. Oh, yeah.
No, oh yeah.
The Country, I have done it. We've talked about it before. I will not give up my monsters. I hear you, man. I know.
Hey, vices
You
come
will.
in different forms, man. Maybe we need to do an intervention with him.
Nah, that ain't gonna happen. I can promise you. Country is stuck on his ways, man. You should know that. Falcon says you will lose weight on almost any diet because you are paying attention to what you eat. I gave up coffee once. It was the worst hour of my life. There are still people in three countries talking about that day. Nicole, I don't know if you're still watching that, but that is you all the way. I gave up coffee once day. It was the worst hour of my life. Three, three counties. I'm sorry, three counties talking about that. That is my wife. Falcon says, need to pick what works best for your lifestyle. That is correct. 412. Now I have a big problem with sugary drinks, but it ain't energy drinks. And no, I don't smoke anymore. Thank God. Yeah, I quit drinking the sugary drinks. I do the diets, and they always say the diets are worse than the sugary drinks. So I don't know anymore.
See, that's where I have a big issue with with sugary drinks is the type of sugar that they use. Because
Yeah.
although you want to disagree with me on this, raw sugar is much healthier than the Splenda and all that other crap
No,
that
I
they
don't.
put in
I
your
don't.
drinks.
I didn't deny that at all. I agree with you. Raw sugar is brown. It's not white either. Irishman says that's why I put a porta potty on my truck every time I need to go. I went. The system held 40 gallons of waste, and I flushed it down the toilet when I went in to take a shower. Okay.
Man, I gotta stink.
I don't even want to eat pork anymore. Hmm. I don't know, man. Pork chops are good. Real salt is good, not table salt. Yep, I agree there. You got to get the real salt. What's wild is I only eat once a day, but I go to sleep right after.
You know, that's the same thing with me too. Is usually I'll eat once, but then I'll have a big meal at the end of the day. That's usually what my day consists. One big giant meal, and then I go knock out.
So he says, "Are you Haitian?"
Who's Haitian?
No, he's asking if you're Haitian. Meryl is.
No, I'm not Haitian. I'm a West Indian, but I'm not a Haitian West Indian.
I eat at the end of my shift, and I thank God I've never been a coffee drinker. Then I hate hot drinks. Period. You know that's me too. I like hot food. I don't like cold food other than ice cream, and I don't like hot drinks, but I love cold drinks.
Yeah, I like my tea, but coffee goes right through me, so I just don't even bother with it.
So midlife, I've tried cheer wine before. I've never tried the zero, but I've tried cheer wine before. I don't like it. It tastes like a cherry Dr. Pepper to me. Not a
You,
big fan of it.
sir, you take that back. Cherry wine is delicious.
No, not at all. Not for me. It's not. I may be addicted to cheer wine zero, but they only sell it in 5 states. My wife says she likes Zevias. Those Zevia sodas are pretty good if you get used to them. That's another soda you can drink too, by the way, Zevia. If you start
Nah,
off with
m- my substitute for soda is Liquid Death.
well,
That's all I've been drinking. Liquid Death severed lime.
man, Irishman, you're a wild dude. 40 gallons, a lot of shit to walk around with. I mean, I've never had to shit in my truck ever. Now I've come close calls, but I've never had a way to find a home. I'm a miser. They want too much for Zevios. Yeah,
Man,
they are expensive. Wait, you don't drink coffee. That explains a lot. Now, she drinks coffee. I can promise you that. If you're talking about my wife. So, where I'm from, we get this shit called Turner tea from a local dairy. It's like crack. I mean, I don't know how much y'all know about East Coast tea, but I'm 100% addicted to that. Irishman's laughing his ass off. I don't know where you're carrying around 40 gallons of shit. Mm, that's funny.
wait, can you drink milk on a carnivore diet?
No,
Because isn't
absolutely.
that technically still?
Nope. Milk is one of the worst things in the world for you, buddy. One
But
of the
isn't
worst
butter
things.
made from milk? It's the same thing, right?
No, butter ain't made from milk. Not if you get the right butter. I'm telling you, milk is one of the worst things in the world to drink. Here's a funny one. A friend of mine discovered that Mills had cameras in the trailers. He found out when safety sent him a snapshot of him using his truck bucket. He said, "Yeah, that's daring." Also, humans aren't supposed to really drink milk. That's correct.
That is true. Fun fact: the majority of adults are lactose intolerant.
I can't drink milk.
Most, if not 99% of the human population is not adult population is lactose intolerant. Still gonna get your smoothie.
So here's
Still
my
gonna eat
wife.
your
She's
ice
telling you
cream.
everything. No sugar, no carbs. You will go through the keto flu after a few days. Drink pickle juice for electrolytes and suck on the sea salt.
I would never drink no damn pickle juice. That sounds disgusting.
I can't eat cheese made with whole milk. Man, it tears me up. I can't eat anything with real milk in it. If I need to go to the bathroom, I'll get some ice cream and I'll be at the toilet within a few minutes. I cannot drink milk. I can't do any dairy products. Very little cheese anymore. Much as I love it, I can't do
Um, I'm never gonna give up the mac and cheese from Chick-fil-A. So good.
it. So midlife says the problem with my body and keto flu is it just doesn't pass for me. I have to drink electrolyte waters and it just won't quit. I love water with electrolytes in it. Now, what's wild is I didn't experience that keto flu. I felt pretty damn good, just hungry. I had both of it.
Mm,
I joined the conversation late. Hate to change the subject, but how are the rates on the road? This night shift is about to drive me crazy. I've been home for quite a few days, so I haven't really seen any rates with what I have going on.
rates are what the rates are nowadays, man. Ain't nothing really changed, other than the fact that they're throwing out some really good ones just because it's the holiday season. It's the end of the year. Shippers are trying to move stuff around. And I heard it's just for like tax reasons or whatever, but that's pretty much what's going on. But I bet you right after the new year, they're going right back to the dirt.
I think we're going to struggle until after the inauguration.
Can't
Or,
get with Chick-fil-A. Why? What's wrong with Chick-fil-A, man?
well,
It's pretty decent.
mac and cheese has to be in the blue box. So you like the Kraft? I
That's
like
not
the
real
Velveeta.
mac and cheese.
I like the Velveeta cheese and shells is what I like. Matter of fact, I got some sitting over here. I went and got a
I
little
like
on
my
there.
mac and cheese homemade
Hey, that
with
pickle juice is
real
tasty
cheese.
as hell. 18, it's good for you.
I
I was
like
confused.
real cheese. I don't want no powder. I don't want no petroleum sauce. Cause that's what I call that. Yeah, that Velveeta crap. It's literally just petroleum. I want my real cheese in my macaroni and milk. That's how I like it.
412 says, I mean, the rates have been trashed for 2.5 years. Still
Ain't
the
nothing
same,
change.
man.
Ain't nothing
412 says
change.
260 a mile. They swear it's the best thing moving.
The big thing is that's oh we got that moving at that rate last week. They got
Tom
about five people
says,
moving that.
my biggest problem with dying is when I screwed my blood pressure. I hope to have clearance from my doctor after my next home time in the next 2 to 3 weeks to lose more. 412 says it's expensive, man, and the portions are small, and I don't know. So just I don't know. I pass it on. Pass on it. Can you imagine being Hirschbach boy stuck in the truck 3 months plus at a time? No freaking way. Yeah, I don't really
They're
have.
still
I don't
stuck with
wanna do
each
it.
other, man.
The longest I've stayed out is 28 days, and I wasn't happy about that. I'm a 14 to 21 days out. Yeah, I'm 3 weeks to a month, and I'm done. I'm ready to go home. Or 3 weeks to so 4 weeks, and I'm ready to go home.
With the amount of federal holidays that we just got added in the last couple of years, you're always going to be home within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Any freaking ways, it's always something.
So I mean, I mean, they're in a gay man's paradise other than prison.
Yeah, let
Uh,
the boys live, man. Before the LGHG TV community comes after us.
my entire fleet, I was out 11 days and home for 3 days. It was a great cycle. First year, I'm sorry.
Bert and Ernie's.
Bert and Ernie's Trucking LLC. That's funny. Bert
Oh
and
man.
Ernie's. Yeah, I can't wait to see some of their videos. I can't wait to see what the pay package is. Is it $1, $2 a mile?
Hey, if
I
you
mean,
want some entertainment, just go to their TikTok channel and read
I've
the
seen it.
comments. Just go read
All
the
you got to
comments.
do, all you got to do is watch Narc's videos, and you find out everything you need to know. Hey, they have a cowboy hats and boots. Now they're buying spurs. I did not make that up. Broke back trucking. Yeah. I usually go home every weekend, but now and then I'll run 3 weeks or so.
Well, you doing flatbed, man. There's no work on the weekends. Construction's closed. All those guys are closed.
You
You
know, it's
guys are
funny.
always home on the weekends.
It's funny, this hotel, man. I think I might get a little, what they call it, secondhand smoke. Somebody smoking some good shit in these rooms over here, man. I
Must be a
smell
cheap
it.
ass hotel.
Yeah.
Don't forget you gotta take that drug.
Yeah. 412. What's wild is Coach definitely knows how to talk and make shit sound real good, like he knows something. But then you got to listen to what he says, like you're, man, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, it's all that snake oil treatment, man. That's it. Uh, And I said this plenty of times before. I ain't got no problem with people recruiting. It's just how you go. It's like how you go about it. When you go about it in a shady way, that's the reason why they get so much flack nowadays. So
Flies at the no tell motel or low budget, weed in the air.
no tell motel.
Wife says, unless it's raw milk, unpasteurized. Raw milk is kind of a yellow color too. It kind of looks gross. Man, just hope it's not one of those hotels they use for the back page ads, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I hear you,
I've
man.
never seen unpasteurized milk being yellow.
You never have?
No, and I've milked cows before. Don't ask
It
me
is.
how. Don't ask me where. I've milked cows before, and I've had that milk. It's never been yellow.
Yeah, it's yellowish, man.
And you ain't come out here looking yellow.
Come on, baby. Tell him it's yellow.
I'm telling you, based off of experience and what I seen with my own two eyes coming out of them udders, it's
Midlife
not
says he's never seen yellow milk.
yellow. It's I've
Which
seen white milk.
YouTubers are you guys talking about? I want to laugh too.
Just go
So
to Codename
Jason,
Narc's YouTube channel
yeah,
and just have a blast, man. You got that other milk.
shoots it right out of the metal troughs. That milk, that milk's that's not milk, milky but milky. That milk, that's not milk, but milk.
That milk's
Yeah, that's milky,
that's
all
a
right.
good tongue twister right there. I don't know
I
what
don't know
this
about
dude.
you, man, but I'm about ready to call it, man. I'm fucking beat.
Yeah,
2 hours
sounds
and
like a
18
plan.
minutes.
Looks like I'm gonna be here for quite a while. I'm getting all this Celsius unloaded off of my truck,
Those aren't
and
bad drinks, man.
yeah, I've never had them. They just look too sweet for me. I don't know.
Hold on, are you sure it was a cow you were milking? Yellow milk, maybe the bull. Hey, you know what? That might be true. It could be.
So you were out here milking the bull, James?
I think he's talking about you.
No, you're the one who says the
I,
yellow milk.
I, buddy,
I've
I bought
milked.
it at
Like
the
I said,
store.
I've milked cows before. I've never seen any
Never
milk
milked
come
a
out
cow in my
looking
life,
yellow.
buddy. I buy it at the store. Anybody got any other questions for either one of us? There we go. Got some more popping up. How far are you from Franklin, Virginia? And Celsius is terrible.
Celsius does sound. It sounds terrible. It looks terrible. I'm not too far from Franklin. Franklin is what west of me here. I had to come through there just to get here. So yeah, it's not too far from where I am. 200 milligrams of caffeine. Is that a lot? Do you consider that a lot of caffeine
I
in a
think it
drink?
is.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't drink coffee, so I'm not too into the whole caffeine situation over there on that side.
Yeah, that caffeine will give you a heart attack.
You know, funny thing is, it never showed up on my GPS that they had a Loves over there. Or else I would have got closer here. Yesterday, but I stopped in Kenley last night and just stayed over there because that's guaranteed parking no matter what time of day it is. So
He says that Loves is his spot to go down. There's at least 50 open spots here at Laredo Pilot. There's some secret duck throughs that got parking lot and food.
duck throughs. Yeah.
No Country and his monster is 200, I think. You know, Loves is nice, always parking, making good. All right, buddy. Look, why don't we call it tonight, man? I'm freaking beat.
All right, man. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for
Yep.
coming and showing up and giving us support. Don't forget, if you are not subscribed, to subscribe to our channels
Like, like,
and
like our channels. Yeah.
and hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys next year.
See you guys next year. Y'all have a good night. Be safe. Hasta. Bye bye.